Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Nails and Creative Creations. Today I am taking part in the collaboration that is called Sign Wednesday. And Janny and Dyanne from Deco is the host, and Eileen from Leeny's Krafty Leeny is her co-host, and this is a collaboration that repeats every monthly, and let's get right into this. So this is a sign I created, and let's get right to it. This was a old kind of beat up frame that I took apart. Now these are a couple of things I gathered. I wasn't sure what I was going to be using for sure, so we're just going to get started and see what I end up using. So I'm going to take that frame apart. I'm going to take the back out and the glass, and then we're going to start working on that frame. Okay, now that we've got that out, I'm going to clean that frame off because it's been sitting on a shelf for a long time. It's kind of dirty, so I'm just going to use that little mixture that I've made up. It's dish soap, vinegar, and water, and I'm just wiping it down and getting it completely clean. Okay, now that I've got it pretty much all cleaned up, there's a lot of dust and stuff on my table, so I'm going to grab my little ladybug vacuum cleaner, and I'm going to vacuum up all the little particles that fell from that frame and get that all nice and clean. And that little vacuum is from Amazon, and I have a Linktree link in my description box, and there on my Linktree you'll find my link to my Amazon store where I have that posted. Okay, now I'm taking my black chalk paint that I made, and I'm covering that complete frame on the top, inside, and the outside, and that black gives me really good coverage, so I'm only going to need one coat on that entire thing or frame. And I'm now getting that all dry with my heat gun, and that's a Darcy heat gun. And now I'm grabbing my E6000. I want to seal that black in because I'm going to be distressing this, and I don't want to go past that black when I start to distress it. So here I am drying that completely so that it is, the Mod Podge is completely on there. Now I'm taking my white chalk paint that I made, and I end up putting 3 coats of white on this. And then I'm going to seal it with the, no, I'm going to distress it first. Then I'll seal it. Now that all 3 coats of the white are on, I'm going to set that frame aside and start working on the inside. Now this is some cardboard that I've got, and I'm just cutting it to the same size as the backing on the frame so that I can paint it and decorate and style it. So I'm going to first grab my white chalk paint, and I'm going to cover it completely. Now I think I do 2 coats of white on this, and then we'll see what I end up doing next. Now I'm going to go back to the frame, and I'm going to grab some 120 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to lightly rub it over the sharp edges and just scratch off some of that paint back to the black. And then when that is done, I'm going to use, after using my ladybug, of course, I am going to put Mod Podge on that, and I'm going to use the flat instead of the glossy. And that way it won't look shiny, but it will keep it from losing any more paint on the frame. And then I'm going to go back to the inside. Okay, so after I get this dried, I'm going to grab my square and I'm going to draw some shiplap lines with a pencil. Now a lot of people have difficulty putting their hands on that. I'm going to rub it later. There's no lead in pencils. They call it lead pencils. There's no lead in it. It is all graphite, and graphite won't hurt you. So once I get those all lined, then I grab my Waverly Antique wax and I'm going to just be covering this completely. Now it looks like the lines are gone. They are there faintly, and I'm going to darken them up in just a moment. You'll see me do that. So, but I'm not going to be perfect with them because shiplap is supposed to look old, weathered, and kind of beat up sometimes. So that's what I'm going to do. So after I'm taking my Sharpie and I'm just kind of sort of putting them in there, and they are not straight, and I don't want them there that straight. So I'm just drying it all up so I can get ready. Now this is my first time using my new Cricut. I didn't want to show me doing it because I'm not good at it yet, but I've got it put down and I'm just weeding out all those, the inside of all of those letters, and it says bloom where you are planted. And so I was pretty happy that it turned out as well as it did. Of course, I will get better every time I use it. So once I get this done, then I'm going to grab these Wally roses I've had for years, and they have a glue on the back, but the glue really doesn't work that well, so I'm going to be using Mod Podge. Now those Dollar Tree rub-ons, I pulled them out because I wasn't sure. They were the wrong color, so I did not use them on this project. So I am just cutting these and just kind of fitting them around where I think it's going to look the best. And I'm going to let you watch this process. So now that I've kind of figured out where I want them all, I'm just grabbing the Mod Podge and I'm just putting it down and then putting all the roses down on it. These don't bubble up hardly at all, which I'm kind of surprised, but they're kind of thick paper, and they are really sturdy and just beautiful. I know I used these same roses on a heart last month, but I really love these roses. They are beautiful. So I decided this would be a perfect place to use them, and I'm just going across the bottom and up the sides, and then I'm going to use the small rosebuds to put across the top, and then I'm going to put just one rose in the center. And please don't forget to go down to my description box. You're going to find the links to Deco Easy and Krafty Leeny's channels, as well as the playlist, and my link tree link will be there. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Also, don't forget to check out all of the videos that is on this playlist. I know that they're going to be amazing. I know this was my first time of joining this collab. Timing just didn't happen. So Now what I'm doing is I'm just going to clean that glass with the same cleaners that I used before, and I'm just wiping it down, and then I'm going to put this all back together. So I'm going to put the glass in there. I'm going to put the plaque in there that I made. I'm making sure it's dry. It was a little sticky. I wanted to make sure it was completely dry because I don't want it to stick to the glass. And then I realized, oops, I gotta trim these little roses off. So it's really easy. I just take my scissors and go around the edge and just trim those edges that are sticking out. And it was really super simple to do. So now is when I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to put the backing in there, and I decide that I don't want that little stand, so I'm going to grab my needle nose pliers and just pop that right off of there, because this has a holder, and I'm going to use jute rope and put it in there so it can hang on the wall rather than sitting. So I just grab like a 6-inch piece, tie a knot, loop it through, and then I use a little bit of hot glue to keep it from slipping or coming loose. So I hope you guys really like this, and I hope you guys have a great day and be the Bible that somebody reads today, and you guys have a blessed week. Bye. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and give me a great big thumbs up. You have a great day. Bye.